Hi beauties, and welcome back to another video. My name is Randy and today I'm going to show you my diffusing routine for when I want my curls to be extra defined and more voluptuous. As always, we're going to start our hair off nice and wet, fresh out of the shower. I always put it in a clip as soon as I get out of the shower just so that it holds in all that water. If you're finding that you need to wet your hair before you get started, go ahead and do that. You can really wet your hair as much as you need, especially if like one of your curls isn't curling right. Just re-wet it and see if you can get it to curl right. I am using some different products from my last curly routine video. The main one that I think makes the main difference in this video is the mousse. I did try to stay away from this product when I first started my curly journey just because I didn't want crunchy curls. You never want your hair to look wet or crunchy. But I realized if I combine this with a cream and diffuse it, that it comes out really nice and soft and pretty, but just more defined. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So first, I'm gonna take my hair down from this clip. And I am just going to add some water to my hair. I don't know about you, but does anyone else think that the bowl method is just a little impractical for like regular styling? I don't know, I've never tried it. I've seen other people do it and I just feel like for the difference it makes, it's not worth the process. The first product we're going to be putting in our hair is the Amika Defining Cream. You can use whatever cream is your favorite. I have been using the Garnier, but I just wanted to use this Amika since I'm using the Amika mousse as well. Here we go. This smells so good. So you hear that squishing sound? You're definitely gonna want to hear the squish because the more wet your curls are, the less frizzy they're gonna be. I also feel like it's really important to note when you get out of the shower, brush your hair or brush it in the shower. Just make sure you brush your hair while it's wet, because you never want to brush curly hair when it's dry, and you also want to make sure you brush it so you kind of smoothen out all of that frizz, because there will be some initial frizz if you're not brushing your hair. One tip someone gave me on the last video is to try to scrunch closer to your scalp. I almost feel like you have to feel the water at your scalp, you know what I'm saying, when you're squishing it, and that will make your curls go higher, if that makes sense, so that you're not having so much flat hair, which is kind of funny because I always used to want Taylor Swift's hair when it was curly, and hers didn't start until kind of like right here too. But after you have the curl cream in, I always take a few minutes just to let my hair kind of curl, you know, just let it start like doing its little waves, because right now it's kind of in that in-between, I'm kind of heavy, I'm kind of wet phase. So I like giving it a minute just to set before I put the mousse on, which the mousse is kind of going to just solidify that curl. Once you get that curl nice and defined with the cream and it's like kind of, once you've given it a minute, then you kind of put the mousse in, and I just feel like it really tightens that curl up and makes it look even more defined. I also forgot to say this in this video. I know I said this in my last curly routine, but I know the curly community can be very sensitive about curly versus wavy hair. So I feel like mine is a curly wavy combo. It's not necessarily super curly, but it's not wavy. So don't come at me in the comments saying that my hair isn't curly. I don't care. Curly, wavy, whatever you'd like to call it, guys. I'm just showing you what works best for my fine, thin hair. So now that my curls have had a minute just to sit and do their curly thing, I'm gonna apply the mousse. This is always so fun. You know? You see how that's just like tightening them up? Ridiculous. Sorry, I'm struggling to find a good time to film because why is every single sound in the city like going off? The train's going, the traffic's going, there's no brakes. Can you see this crazy difference? This side is the side with the mousse, and this side is just the curl cream. It almost makes me wonder how I ever just diffused my hair without the mousse in the first place, because wow, that's crazy. Let's do the other side. This just completely transformed my hair. But the thing is, if I were to leave it like this and just let it air dry, that's when it would get crunchy and wet looking even when it's dry, which is why we're gonna diffuse her out. But before we put heat on our hair, we have to protect it, and this is my absolute favorite. It's the Cheap Barbie Iron Guard. Now, if you're using this on straight hair, I wouldn't recommend. This does kind of make it so that like when you straighten your hair and like use this product, I feel like it's harder to run your fingers, so it's not as soft. But what it does do for curls is it makes them more defined and makes them not like go everywhere, I feel like it's a good way to re-wet your hair before you're diffusing it, and it just kind of like gives the curls like a nice little coating, you know? If you have thicker hair, you can divide your hair into different sections as you're diffusing it. But my hair is really thin and fine, so I don't find I need to section it. The blow dryer I'm going to be using is the Fu hair dryer. You can look it up on Amazon and find a similar one. Most hair dryers come with your little diffuser attachment. So get whichever hair dryer you have with your diffuser attachment, put it on there. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on diffusing our hair. I'm going to switch to voiceover mode so you can hear me since the blow dryer is really loud. For the blow dryer settings, put it on the lowest blow pressure so that you're not blowing your curls into frizz, but put it on the highest heat so that it really gets those curls defined. This way you're not power blowing your curls and making them go everywhere. We're going to start with the roots of the hair because that's the part that takes the longest to dry. You don't want to start with the ends of your hair because then they'll end up looking dry and frayed at the end. So once your roots are mostly dry, you're going to hover over your curls and start getting them a little bit of a glaze. Once your curls have become partially dry and they have that pretty shiny glaze on them, you can go ahead and start breaking them up so they don't get crunchy. And I don't like them to look perfectly spirally. I like it to be a little messy so it looks more natural, but you still want them defined. I always flip my hair over at the end to get some volume and really break up the curls and finish it off. All right, and here are the results, just freshly blown out. But lastly, to top it all off, if you have a hair oil of choice or the Gisou hair oil, the Gisou. Now what this is going to help with, oh gosh, I feel like I put a lot on. That was a little much, Randy. Oh, it smells so good. This is so it looks less frizzy and more defined and moisturized and healthy. And there you have it. These are the final results of my diffuser routine for defined curls. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you haven't already found me on Instagram, go ahead and find me on there. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.